Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the SCU show. I'm your host SCU. Fuck. Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the SCU show. I'm your host SCU. Episode number 62. We got some things I wanted to talk about on the previous episode I never got to, and we're also talking about the schedule release. If you know me, you know I love my schedule releases. So let's start with that. The one thing I wanted to talk about before that I never got to, and that's Steph Curry. Now nobody can really debate that Steph Curry is probably arguably the greatest shooter in NBA history. I wouldn't argue it. I believe he is. I mean, you see what he's doing this season. He's seeing what he's done over his career. He's the greatest shooter. He's got to be the greatest shooter in NBA history. I don't think there's much debate about it. There should not be much debate about it anyway. But this year, everyone's talking about Steph Curry, MVP, right? He should be the MVP. Look what he's doing. He's so incredible. It's awesome. Yes, Steph Curry is doing amazing things with the Warriors. And he's doing it by himself. No, Draymond Green is no longer in. He's no longer a big part of the Warriors' success right now. Obviously, Klay Thompson is out for another season with another torn ACL. It's unfortunate for him. 2 consecutive years turning his ACL. But Steph Curry doesn't deserve his MVP, guys. Come on. The Warriors are in the 8th seed. As recording this podcast, the Warriors are the 8th seed in the NBA playoffs, and they're 14-22 on the road. Now, again, I understand. Steph Curry is doing this all by himself. It's incredible. No help, not much help, if any at all. It's so awesome. I love it. It's not a VP. A valuable player helps a team get to the top. And that's why my MVP for the 2020-2021 season is Chris Paul with his Phoenix Suns, because he's been there the whole season. The Suns are currently, at the recording of this video, a game and a half behind the Jazz. It looks like the Jazz might just wrap up the 1 seed. There's only tomorrow is the last day of the NBA season. But there is no doubt in my mind right now, with injuries haunting the Lakers, that the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the Western Conference, despite they're going to be wind up being the 2 seed. That team could easily beat the Utah Jazz in the postseason. And Chris Paul is, and of course you can't discredit Devin Booker, but really this is Chris Paul. I've said this on an earlier show. Chris Paul does this everywhere he goes. It's literally everywhere he goes. He does the same thing. Leads the team to success, leads them to the postseason, gets in a couple postseason wins. The only thing he doesn't have under his belt is a championship. And that could change this year. So that's why I think you people talk about Steph Curry being MVP. If he was really valuable, the Warriors would not be in the play-in tournament right now, fighting for their playoff lives. The Warriors would be in the top seeds in the West, kind of like how Chris Paul has led the Phoenix Suns to one of the top seeds in the West right now. I mean, the Phoenix Suns, they are a finals contender. Everybody knows that. This is a team that could get to the NBA Finals. This is a team that could beat the Lakers. Of all the teams in the West, the team that has the best chance to beat the Lakers is the Suns. And a big part of it is thanks to Chris Paul. And that's why he should be the 2020-2021 NBA MVP, especially over Steph Curry. I'm not no discredit to Steph Curry, but valuable is the definition of valuable. It's really, you have to think about it. If he's valuable, the Warriors will not be the A seed in the playing tournament and fighting for the playoff lives. They wouldn't be 14-22 on the road. They would be up there with the Suns, up there with the Jazz, up there with different teams. So, I love Steph Curry. One of my favorite players. One of the best players of all time. We see that. We've seen that since 2015 when they won their first title together. He's not MVP, though. He's just not. All right. So, again, like I said earlier, if you know me, I love my schedule releases. I absolutely love it when my guys are inside the arena, when schedules come out. I'm like, oh, I'm a kid in a candy store. I love schedules. And there was one team, and I have not listened. I've listened to much radio. Pardon me. I have listened to a lot of radio. I have not heard anybody talk about this yet. What are the Saints going to be like post-Brees? How is their first season in 20 years without one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history going to pan out? And now we can break this down, how they do with Taysom Hill compared to how they would do with James Winston. But really, who really cares? Because either way, they're going to be about the same team with either quarterback. So let's break it down. Let's look at the Saints schedule. Their first one in 20 years without Drew Brees. They host Green Bay first week. That's a loss. If Aaron Rodgers is there, it's a loss. Now, if they play Blake Bortles, I don't know. Maybe we'll switch that around, but right now it's a loss. 0-1. At Carolina, that's a W. I'm still not certain about Sam Darnold, so we'll see what happens there. At New England, that's a loss because Taysom Hill or James Winston against that Patriots defense who's returning all their stars. Whoo-wee. Don't want to mess with that. The G-Man. That's a loss. Look at that offense. They have Kyle Rudolph. They just got the guy from Florida. I forget his name. Not Elijah Moore. They got a guy from Florida, one of the top receivers in the draft. They just got, like I said, Kyle Rudolph. Sterling Shepard is going to be back. It's going to be a very talented Giants offense, and the Saints will not be able to overpower them. So, as of right now, Saints 1-3. Through 4 games. At the Washington football team, that's a win because I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to have some struggles this year, being 30-something years old. And the Saints are going to get the best of the Washington football team. At Seattle, it's a loss. That's just a blowout loss. Either way you look at it, whether it be James Winston or Taysom Hill, the Seahawks are going to blow the Saints out. The Bucs, blowout loss. Tom Brady, he has already beaten the Saints. And now they have no Drew Brees. Big loss. Atlanta, loss. I like Matt Ryan, obviously, over James Winston or Taysom Hill. And Kyle Pitts is going to have a really good day against New Orleans. At Tennessee, it's a loss. Philadelphia is a win because I don't trust the Eagles. I love Jalen Hurts. I'm glad he's the starter over Carson Wentz. But I don't know. Who knows right now what's going to happen with the Eagles and how their offense will work. But Hills Buffalo on Thanksgiving. That is a loss because, look at the Bills. Went to the AFC Championship game with the guy we thought was going to be a huge bust out of Wyoming named Josh Allen. And now Josh Allen is one of the better quarterbacks in the AFC. They'll host Dallas. That's a win. I do not trust the Cowboys yet. And as you know, I was a Cowboys fan for 25 years before renouncing my Cowboys fandom. I don't trust Dallas. Yes, Dak Prescott got the big money, but their offense still is the same offense it's been since I've started watching football back in 2007. You just don't know. At the Jets, that's a win because the Jets are rebuilding. I'm a huge fan of the Zach Wilson to Elijah Moore connection. That's going to be huge in the NFL this year. But the Saints are a better team than the Jets. Let's be real. At Tampa is a loss. Host Miami, that's a win. Still don't know what to expect from Tua. No, he got his top receiver, Jalen Waddle, from his Alabama days. And I don't know. It's a iffy situation. I think the Saints defense will prevail in that one. Host Carolina to win. Still don't trust Sam Darnold. And at the Falcons, another loss. The Saints are 7-10. Their first year without Drew Brees. And that's not bad. It could be a lot worse. Of course, I do have them losing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row against Seahawks, Bucks, Falcons, and Titans before winning a game in Philadelphia. No, I don't think you're going to lose 4 in a row. The Sean Payton's too talented of a head coach to lose 4 games in a row. But as of right now, as I see it, the Saints finished 7-10, and in a tough division, of course, the defending champion Bucks and the Falcons, who have a really talented tight end, talented receivers, and talented quarterback, they're not going to win the AFC South this year. And we keep going here with our coverage of the 2021 NFL schedule. I went through the schedule yesterday, and I looked at all the games. I was like, ooh, which one's interesting? This is interesting. Which of these games is the most interesting? And I didn't do a top 10. I didn't do a top 5. I didn't do any of that. I just look at the schedule, and I'm like, which game's the most interesting? Let's see. So here we go. Chiefs Browns week 1 is interesting because obviously a rematch of of last year's divisional round. Chad Henne comes in, score. He threw a first down pass on 4th and short or whatever it was, after running for a long third down. And everyone's hyping up the Browns, so we'll see if the hype is real against Kansas City week 1, right out the gate. Ravens Chiefs week 2, and I don't really think it's that interesting, but it is Lamar Jackson against Patrick Mahomes. Therefore, why not, right? Rams Bucks week 3. Now I thought this was very interesting because you can see you remember last year's game, Monday Night Football in Tampa. What a game that was, right? If Brady hadn't thrown so many picks, Bucks would have won that game. But now we get to see Brady against that talented defense once again, and Matt Stafford is there in LA. It's in LA. It's going to be exciting game to watch. Obviously, Brady's return to New England week 4. Patriots Bucks Sunday Night Football. Been waiting for this. I remember seeing it last year. It was look at this. As soon as Tom Brady signed with the Bucks, look, the Bucks go to New England in 2021. Of course, I was thinking it would be later in the season, but hey, it's a primetime game, so it'll be fun to watch. Chiefs Bills week 5, rematch last year's AFC Championship game. Both teams are very talented. Love both teams, what they have going on for themselves. Both young quarterbacks. It's interesting stuff. I like this. And then it's another Sunday night game, I believe. So Sunday night's really got really good games this year. Chiefs Bills week 5, and then we skipped a couple weeks. You go to week 8, Thursday Night Football. Cardinals Packers. That's if Aaron Rodgers returns. You get Kyler Murray against Aaron Rodgers. Cardinals Packers. They have the history the two teams have. Remember the 2009 wild card? Rodgers fumbled the ball, and I forget the guy's name, but the defender had returned it for a touchdown for the win. And then 2015, Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary, Jeff Janis, the screen pass to Larry Fitzgerald, and then eventually the shovel to Fitzgerald for the win. The Packers and Cardinals always give us good games. And now we get them on Thursday night. Primetime game. Chiefs, Packers, week 9. We've been looking forward to this one. Mahomes against Aaron Rodgers. We didn't get to see it a couple of years ago because Mahomes got hurt the year they won the Super Bowl. He missed the Sunday night game against the Packers. The Packers won, but they played not Patrick Mahomes. So now hopefully we can see Mahomes against Aaron Rodgers in week 9. Packers Seahawks week 10. Again, if Rodgers is there, you get him against Russell Wilson. Rematch of last year's divisional round, or a couple years ago, divisional round. Exciting stuff. 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. Packers Rams week 12 is interesting because again, Aaron Rodgers, that talented defense. It's a who's going to prevail type of deal. And everyone those are the type of stories we love in the NFL. Who's going to prevail? Especially when you have the top offense against top defense. Bucks. Then this one might have been my favorite game on the schedule. Bucks Bills week 14. I really cannot wait for this game. Tom Brady against the Youngstown Josh Allen. I can't wait to see how Josh Allen goes up against Tom Brady and how that game pans out. It's going to be that's my favorite game on the schedule. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's as exciting as it is right now here in May. Ravens Packers week 15. Lamar Jackson against Aaron Rodgers. 2 talented offenses go up against one another if Rodgers is there. Packers Browns Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. We get the talented Packers against this high octane, on paper talented Browns. Who knows where the Browns will be in Christmas? But hopefully they're doing good for themselves. Hopefully. And the last game was Ravens-Rams, week 17. Yes, last time we saw the two teams play, Lamar Jackson tore the defense apart. That's not going to happen again. The Rams will definitely give Lamar Jackson and the Ravens a run for their money, and we'll have a hell of a game week 17. All right. So, I don't have anything else for this show, but I do want to address a little something here. It's funny how you try to help somebody out, and then, you try to, someone wants to break into this business, and I've been doing this since 2014. Been doing sports journalism, or whatever you want to call it. And I've helped a multitude of people out. And I'm not saying, inside the ring. I've had Bryce Kuhn. He's gone to the ACC now, organized with the baseball team. Shalon Moreau. She went to work for CBS in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I'm not saying that working with Inside the Arena got them there, but the fact that they went from something that I created to something huge, the ACC network and CBS. This says a lot about what I do. It says I sniff out the talented people. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it's crazy how you help somebody. That someone wants to break into this business, after you learn everything, you want to help them out. And they're still haters. I don't understand it. I just don't. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say what happened. But I'm just putting that out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's like what Green Goblin said to Spider-Man in the first Spider-Man movie. By the way, Tobey Maguire, the best Spider-Man. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they'll hate you. Yeah, apparently. Watch who you help. Because someday they might just turn their back on you regardless of what you do for them. And by the way, in 2022, I'm coming. I'm just saying. I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks. I am coming to 2022. I know I do a lot of radio football stuff, and that's really helped me build my brand and give my reputation that I have. But 2022, we're coming for everything. I mean, this show is going to blow up in 2022. I can't wait. Things are going to get so much better. We're going to have a really nice, everything's going to be great. And I can't wait to show you guys. But I'm done. That's it. We're done here. So again, to recap the show, Chris Paul, MVP, Steph Curry, Warriors the 8th seed. How valuable is that? The Saints will be 7-10 without Brees. And Bucks Bills, Week 14, is my favorite game on the schedule right now. And with that, we're done. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been episode number 62 of the SCU Show.